Hello and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm Cassidy. If it's not, thanks for always tuning into my videos. Today we are doing my January TBR, which means we get to play Snakes and TBR Stacks, or TBR Snakes and Ladders, my TBR game. I know most creators make a new board come January, but since I started this 2 months ago, I'm not making a new board, but next January you will get a brand new board from me. Today's is just the board we've already been using. If you don't know how to play Snakes and TBR Stacks, I will have the video that has like the description of all the prompts and how to play in the description bar below. It's pretty easy though. I roll a die. If I land on a snake, I go down and I add a book, and I land on a ladder, I get a reward. I've landed on barely any ladders so far. As always, I will go through my TBR. I did not complete my December TBR. Kind of. There's still 5 days left, and so technically I could. But I still have these 2 books on it. I have not yet started Verity, and I'm about 40 pages into A Winter of Ice and Iron. With the mood I'm feeling right now, I don't think I'm gonna have these finished by January, so I didn't take a reward. I did 6 rolls instead of 5 plus a mood read, so you get to see 6 rolls, so carry on! And let's get right into the video and get some rolls going and see what books I get to read this month. Editing Cassidy here in very poor light. Just to say, I forgot to say that there are a couple of readathons this month. That there is Rose readathon, the TBRPG-a-thon that I would like to take part in, but that is a readathon where we're getting the prompts every single day at midnight, so I don't know the prompts, so I'm just hoping I can fit books into it. And yeah, and then there is Sasha's A Wayward's Children readathon, which if I can, I will participate in, but I haven't fully decided to participate in it yet. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, so we had ended on mixed reviews, so we get to start there. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So a book with chapter titles. Okay. Our first roll got us to chapter titles. This just is a book that has titles for chapters. So instead of just saying chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, it's like chapter 1, The Island of the Lost Souls. Chapter 2, The Journey to the Lost Souls. Something like that, you know? A chapter title! And for this prompt, I am picking The Memory of Souls by Jen Lyons. This is the 3rd book in the Chorus of Dragons series. I love this series. I literally can't wait to finish this, which I honestly should put this off more because I don't have my hands on the 4th book yet. And the 5th book isn't out yet. But I need to know how this continues. This series kind of follows... I can't tell you. There's too many spoilers. So the 1st book in this series, which is The Runic Kings, follows Kieran and tells you Kieran's story of kind of how he got to the place that he is at the beginning of the story. It's him and this demon named Talent telling his story. So you kind of know point B, but it's like, how did they get from point A to point B? Does that make sense to you? It's really interesting. The magical system in here is very intriguing. The 2nd book got 5 stars from me. I loved it so much. This one has like 25 The Culling Fields. It's got chapter titles, so that's why I'm picking it. I'm very excited to read this one. I'm very excited to see where we go next after the last book, because I can tell you, at the last book, I have no idea who's right and who's wrong. Like, the story is kind of like a hero story, but you actually don't know who the hero is. Like, is he the hero or is he the villain? And literally the last book had me so confused. Like, who are the heroes and who are the villains? Who am I rooting for? Yeah, so can't wait to read this one. Roll 2, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A sexy cover! And Roll 2 got me a sexy cover, which is the vaguest prompt I could ever pick. I just gotta, like, give you a reason that it's a sexy cover, you know? So, we have Dragonhaven by Robin Hobb. I am slowly working my way, actually slowly is probably not the right term because I did it quite fast considering I started in June, I think. Making my way through the Realm of the Elderlings. This is the second book in the Rainwild Chronicles, which is the 4th series in the Realm of the Elderlings. I liked the first book. I don't know, I agree that it wasn't a complete book. Like, there were publishing issues and book 1 and book 2 probably should have been together, but I really enjoyed where we were going with the first book, so I'm even more excited for this one. I'm hoping to read this one within, like, the first couple weeks so that I can be caught up and watch the catch-up book clubs, which is Becca and the Books book club, where they're reading the Realm of the Elderlings live show, because so far I've been behind and haven't actually been able to watch anything live, and maybe I'll be able to get this one. But anyways, I'm putting this as a sexy cover because there's, like, you know, a little dragon, and I don't know, this dragon really reminds me of, like, the dragon from Shrek, and, like, she's sexy, you know? Plus, also, if you've seen the Hobb books on a shelf, all of them are so sexy together. There you go. Vague prompts are my things. Sorry, guys! Oh, and I can't really tell you anything about this book, because it's so far into the series, but the first book in the Realm of the Elderlings is Assassin's Apprentice, which follows Fitz, the bastard son to the king in waiting, and really just his journey of terrible things happening in his life. And it's a roller coaster, and you're crying most of these books, but I highly recommend them. They are so good. Roll 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A sword on the cover. And the next book. I could be crazy. Okay, the next roll got me a sword. So this has to have a sword on the cover. I mean, I really, really thought about Saint's Blood. Really hard. I'm like, there's no way Saint's Blood doesn't have a sword on cover. But I just watched the finale. So now I want to read it. The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. I'm crazy? Am I crazy? Like, I have some hefty books on here. But here we go. I really, really want to read this. And I've been saying that for like 5 months, and every time I put on a TBR, it never gets read. But now, we're going to attempt it. We're going to do it. I believe we're going to start this year off. It's on my priority fantasy list, so why not start this off with a bang and do it right? The Eye of the World is book 1 in the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. This is an epic, I think, 13-book fantasy series that has now been made into a TV show on Amazon Prime. I watched the TV show, and I really, really enjoyed it, and I want to know more, so I have to read it. It follows, so in the Wheel of Time, there is a magic called the One Power, and at some point, men used the power for wrong, and now if they use the power, it turns them crazy, so all the women have the power, and there is the evil guy that has lots of power, and he's polluting the earth with bad things. And then, so in the book, we are following 5 people that could be the Dragon Reborn, which is essentially the chosen one, willing and ready to save the world, but they don't know which one of the 5 is the chosen one. Intriguing, right? Like, women, we're awesome. We have magic. Men, you suck. You go crazy. Roll 4. 4. Oh, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a short book and a little snake, so we're adding, another roll, so we're at 7 rolls, and I'm at 4 currently, right? And our 4th roll got us to a short read, which is sadly also a snake. So I had to add another 7th roll on, which is not too bad, but I really wanted to start January off with a bang, so 7 books could be a little much. But, so for a short read, I am going to pick Verity by Colleen Hoover. This was on my TBR for December, and I don't think I'm going to get to it, and I do actually really want to read it. I just kind of slumped a bit the last week and a half, so I'm just going to call it quits for December, even though there's 5 days left at the time of filming this, and put it on my January TBR. As I am talking right now, I'm in the mood for like thrillers and scary books. Probably in 5 days, I'm gonna be like, why did I pick so many scary books for my TBR? That's just how life goes, right? Okay, so a short read. Verity, I honestly have nothing, I have no idea what it's about. It's a thriller. It's like, I think it's a thriller with a romance, and so I don't really want to know what it's about, and I'm just kind of leaving myself unspoiled at all. So I'm not going to read the back to you, I'm not going to tell you what it's about, but just know I'm going to read it. Okay, 5th roll. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Paranormal. For the 5th roll, we got Paranormal. So this is a little spooky, right? Okay, we are picking a very short book, which is good because I have chunky books on my TBR, and we are reading The Seance in Apartment 10 by Ambrose Ibsen. This is literally, I think, like 150 pages, so I will get through it so quickly. I have no idea what this is about, but one of my reading goals for next year is to read a little bit more horror, as one of my favorite books for the year is a horror book, and I really do enjoy horror. So we're going to try and read more. I'm going to say that this is paranormal because if there's a seance, there's ghosts. You know, I'm just guessing here because I don't really know. But it's definitely more paranormal than like an epic fantasy. Okay? When Tori moves into a studio at a rundown lamplight apartment complex, she gets more than she bargained for. The faucets leak, the water heater barely functions, and the lack of air conditioning makes the summer nights brutal. But worst of all is the dark presence that stalks in the building. When she and her friends play around with a Ouija board, Tori learns firsthand why the living have no business communing with the dead. Something sinister is roused in the process, and her life begins to spiral into madness. Soon thereafter, she suffers terrible nightmares and hallucinations and feels as though she's being watched at all hours of the day. That's only the beginning. If the spirit has its way, it'll consume her completely. With a terrifying specter on her trail and only a few cryptic clues about the building's curious past to aid her, Tori searches desperately for a way to get rid of the spirit. What has escaped from the underworld will not go back so easily, however. This is really short, so I'm very, interested to see how they pack all of that in, because I feel like I could have a good, 300-page novel and be happy. But I'm excited to read this one. It's really quick. That's good, because I got some chunky fantasies. And on my 6th roll... Oh, you can barely see me up there. Let me roll. Okay, we're on 3, so we're on paranormal. 1, 2, 3, we have an Inspo. And the 6th roll, we got an Inspo. So I have a little handy dandy jar. Let me get it. This little jar that I hate and still has a sticker on it, okay? This little mug. And it's filled with little prompts that we will have to pick a book based on the inspiration from this. These are very vague. This is the weirdest prompt I've ever done, but I think it's fun and I enjoy it. So, here we go. This one. Oh god, I'm scared. The last book I read. Okay, I can do this! Okay, the last book I read. Technically, the last book that I finished is Wranglestone. Okay, which is a zombie, this is a world where it's a zombie apocalypse book, but these people live on the island of Wranglestone, and they're safe and they're thriving through summer, but when winter comes, the ice freezes over, which means the zombies can now walk over. Okay, it's a winter book, so I am picking Half a King by Joe Abercrombie. This is such a short book, so I'm happy that I have a fantasy that'll probably take me a couple days. And it's wintry, and since it's minus freaking 40 outside right now, I live in Alberta, Canada, which has 7 of the coldest cities in the world in it, and I am one of those cities. So we're gonna get some wintry vibes that I don't need because I already have winter outside. My car doesn't start half the time. But we're gonna read Half a King by Joe Abercrombie. This is I think his debut trilogy. It follows Prince Yarvi, who has vowed to regain a throne that he never wanted. He was born, I think, without one arm, and that makes the world look down on him. And now that everyone is dying, I think he has to go claim the throne and protect his kingdom. Icy and good. Look at this cover. I think that's an icy blade. Okay? I'm really excited for this one. I've been wanting to dive into Joe Abercrombie for a while. He is supposedly the grimdark king, and I really like grimdark, I think. I've only read a little bit, so I'm going off what I've read, but I'm very excited to read this. Yeah, this book, it says he cannot grip a shield or swing an axe, so he must sharpen his mind to a deadly edge. Gathering a strange fellowship of the outcast and the lost, he finds that they can do more to help him become the man he needs to be than any court of nobles could. But even with loyal friends at his side, Yarvi learns that his path may end as it began, in twists and traps and tragedy. Delicious. Okay, our 7th and hopefully final roll. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are on Monster. And then with roll number 7, we have Monster. This was kind of hard, but we're going to do another horror book. Get those goals in. This is Near the Bone by Christina Henry. My sister recently read this and said that it was incredible, that she almost gave it 5 stars. So I'm excited to read it. I have read one other Christina Henry book. I read her Red Riding Hood retelling. That's also a horror. I forget what it's called. And I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. But this one comes with great reviews from people I know. And also, I don't really like retellings, so I think I will like this better since it's not a retelling. I don't really know what this is about. A woman trapped on a mountain attempts to survive more than one kind of monster in a dread-inducing horror novel from the national best-selling author Christina Henry. That's why I put it as monster, because it literally says monster on the back. When Mattie can't remember a time before she and William lived alone on a mountain together, she must never make him upset. But when Mattie discovers the mutilated body of a fox in the woods, she realizes that they're not alone after all. There's something in the woods that wasn't there before, something that makes strange cries in the night, something with sharp teeth and claws. When 3 strangers on the mountaintop looking for the creature in the woods, Mattie knows their presence will anger William. Terrible things could happen when William is angry. So I'm guessing Monster in the Woods and Monster Husband fits monster pretty well, and it's getting my goals done. Those are all the books I have picked for my January TBR. I'm a little unsure about it. Not gonna lie. Why did I pick so much? So many big ones. Let me hold up this stack. Here is my stack of book, and as always, I am way too lazy to count out the page count currently, so I will put how many pages that this all adds up to and how many that means I have to read a day in the next month to accomplish it all up on the screen. Truthfully, I don't think it's that bad because I'm going to be listening to these two in audiobook format probably, and maybe even this one. And then these are all quite small. It'll just be if I sit down and read them and I find the time to read them. January is quite slow for me in my business. So, as like there's no weddings in January over here. So, I should be able to do these, but that's what I said last month and look how well that went. But I am very excited. There's a lot of wintry reads on here with Half a King and Near the Bone. And for some reason I feel thrillers currently because it's wintry. So, got some good winter books. I'm feeling good. Feeling good. This is really sore on my arm, so I'm going to put these down. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy my TBR. Are there any books on here that you're interested in reading or are reading soon? You know the drill. I don't know why I ramble so much. It's chaos over here on my channel, and I'm sorry for it, but not sorry all at the same time. Thank you so much. This this should be my last video, I think, of the year. And we will be starting off 2022 together very soon with a new video. I don't know what I'm saying. Told you, chaos. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far into the video and you have nothing to say, but you want to leave a comment to let me know you were here, leave me a mountain emoji because we're stuck on a mountain with a monster. And just have a wonderful day. I don't have anything else to say. If you'd like to connect with me on other platforms, my Bookstagram, my Book Twitter, my beauty channel, and my Goodreads are all linked in the description bar below. I also should give a big old shout out to all of you. Thank you so much for making this such a wonderful year. As this is my last video, I just have to say, like, thank you. Like, you guys were the best thing that happened to me this year. I have made lots of friends through this community, and I'm looking forward to making many more and having lots of wonderful content out for you guys. So, thank you so much. Anyways, have a wonderful day. I'm going to put some videos on the screen that I think that you would enjoy.